Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. A Springdale police officer is on leave after a deadly shooting, which happened on Tuesday afternoon on Norfolk Avenue after officers say they responded to reports of a man armed with a knife damaging cars and threatening people. The department says the officer fired their gun after the suspect refused to drop that knife. That suspect later died at a nearby medical facility. Springdale resident Ty Hudson was home when he says he heard dozens of emergency vehicles flying down his street. He says he was surprised to see it happen in a normally peaceful area.
I've lived here since 2009. I have never seen or heard anything like that. I've only ever had positive experiences with everyone in this neighborhood. I hope that was just an isolated incident with that individual.
Well, the Washington County Sheriff's Office is investigating the use of a deadly force. Again, Springdale police tell us that officer is on paid leave, which is standard protocol. And a Rogers school bus driver facing some serious charges after he was accused of inappropriately touching a student several times. Rafael Ballesteros was arrested last week, charged with 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault. He was released 2 days later on a $100,000 bail. Court documents show that he has multiple domestic offenses that date back to 1989. He was arrested, though, on March 7th, and the affidavit says that the girl claims he abused her when they were alone on the bus together. Ballesteros is set to appear in court on April 15th. Rogers School says he is no longer driving buses and is on paid administrative leave. Well, before we get to more news of the day, let's get a check of that weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Joe, we've got another warm, windy day expected here across 5 country for your Wednesday. Temperatures pushing through the 60s and into those 70s pretty quickly. Not hard to do when you started out in the 50s and low 60s. So going to be another, again, warm, windy March day. Gusts out of the south, 20 to 30 miles per hour. We saw a lot of low to mid 70s for your Tuesday. We should see more mid to upper 70s across 5 country for your Wednesday. Again, southerly winds will continue Wednesday night into Thursday, driving in warmer air, driving in more moisture. You're going to notice higher humidity for the first time this year as we get into the late morning and afternoon hours on Thursday. That's fuel for our next storm system, and we are tracking not only scattered showers and thunderstorms, but the potential for a few strong storms to mix in as we get into Thursday afternoon and evening. The window right now is for 1 to 3 o'clock. Some isolated thunderstorms develop in eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, and then as we go mid-late afternoon to the evening, those scattered showers and thunderstorms to bleed into and push into western and northwestern Arkansas. You see the brighter color showing up. Strong updraft potential means we'll have the threat for damaging hail. That's our primary threat for tomorrow. Pockets of damaging hail. A few strong wind gusts and an isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Not everyone's going to see severe weather or be impacted by it on Thursday, but it does look like right now at least a few strong to severe storms will mix in. The showers and thunderstorms from the afternoon to evening will shift off towards the east. A front will start to come in late evening, overnight. We should overall see weakening storms with that, but an additional shower or downpour will certainly be possible. Will be cooler going into Friday. Joe?
All right, thanks, Zach. Well, a series of public meetings are underway at Lavaca as the school debates moving to a 4-day school week. Now, one of these meetings was held last night where parents and administration debated the pros and cons. The district is considering the change because of a decline in student population, saying that the district is running at less than 75% of its capacity. If approved, the school day would be from 7:50 a.m. to 4:20 p.m., 4 days a week. Meanwhile, the Northwest Arkansas Community College is adding more sports to its athletic department. Starting in spring of next year, the junior college will add men's and women's track and field, starting their first season with only running events. The athletic director says even though new sports are on the way, students' fees are not going up for now.
There will be no additional fees. That's part of why we started with track and field and the running events. With our existing cross-country program, we feel confident that we can implement our track and field program without increasing student fees.
Well, once track and field is up and running, soccer will be added in the fall of 2026, followed by baseball and softball. Well, Fayetteville Public Schools held a special school board meeting Tuesday to approve the purchase of land on East Joyce Boulevard, where they will build a 3rd junior high. Now, it's the first time the district has built a junior high in more than 50 years. And while they looked at many different places to build this new school, the superintendent says he believes this is the best spot.
Still firmly believe that of the options available to us, this is the best site. It's still relatively close proximity to most of the families that live in this zone. And after conducting the traffic study and the soil study and assessing those, we don't believe there to be any concerns with the property.
He also says the school will set the area up for future success as NWA continues to grow. Development will begin immediately. The district is asking the city if it can cover some of the $4.6 million cost. Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. Catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more.